Welcome back. This is your host, Rhonda Kulch, with the Diversity Project. And this week we are talking to just amazing young people. And I say that because I'm turning 48. So amazing young people in our communities that I view as rising stars. Those people in our community that are just going above and beyond to make a mark. No matter what it is that they're doing, they're just putting everything all in to create the most amount of success and travel with the best people and really make their mark on our, not just for themselves, but they're making a mark for what their future stands for. So in studio with us right now is Dan O'Neill. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
I love it. And what's funny is just learning that you have a show on LI News Radio as well. So I always want to plug wherever we can. What is the name of your show and when can people find you?
Yeah, so we do a show, Jeremiah Dalton, myself, and Zach Scher with Coldwell Banker. We do our shows, I believe Friday, 3 o'clock it airs. 3? Yeah, okay. 3 o'clock it airs. We've been here before. This isn't the first time, but thank you for plugging the show. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you've kind of flown on the scene. You have been, again, tell people, how old are you? Let's start with that.
26.
26. And where do you live?
Right now, I live in Smithtown, and I'm actually under contract to buy my first house in Miller Place. So I'm going a little bit out of the way. But
so you're not out of the way, because now we'll be neighbors. I'm in Mount Sinai.
Are you? Oh, awesome. I'm so excited. I mean, we were talking about earlier, I grew up in Three Village to talk it, so I kind of wanted to stay Smithtown and, Three Village, but I just got a great deal on a house, and it kind of just made sense, so I went for it.
I love it. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You can come visit our bagel store in Mount Sinai.
Oh, I definitely will. I need to learn the whole new, I need to learn all the new restaurants.
All the new places out there. So we'll definitely chat offline about that. Okay. So what makes you so unique, I think, is that you got started in the real estate industry, but you have made a splash. And I think that's the best way of saying it. So I commend you on all of your success. Thank you. Let's start with when did you get involved in real estate?
So I've had my license for just over 2 years now. It was February of, 2018. I was doing my online class. I was working at Schaefer's down in Port Jefferson, which is a very common theme for a lot of...
Did you know my other son?
Who's your other son?
We'll talk about that. My son worked at Schaefer's. Okay.
Yeah. So I went from bartending to managing. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was great money. I absolutely hated my life. I was drinking, I was going out. It's like a vicious cycle. I mean, and I'm sure if your son was there, you probably kind of know the same thing. So I was really unhappy with myself. I wasn't really doing anything special, right? I was making good money for a 22, 23-year-old, but I was just working my fingers to the bone for somebody else and getting into this terrible cycle of working from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and then going out at Tommy's Place and all the restaurants all night. So I was just kind of depressed, to be honest with you. Had a little bit maybe of a drinking problem. So I just knew I wanted to change my life. I knew I wanted to do something different. I knew I had more potential. I wanted to make a difference within the community and, philanthropy. And I just kind of stumbled upon real estate. It was always a passion of mine. So I started taking the test online, jumped right into it. And I have no idea how, but 2.5 years later now, we're here.
So did you have a mentor?
I mean, I would say that I had a few people that obviously that helped me, that continue to help me too. Between all of the people at YPN, Beth Lowe, Chris Backus, Mark Donnelly, Kyle Kelly, all of them really have helped me. My manager, Karen, she's done a very good job of helping me. Even when I got started with a different company, Joseph and Jared Garcia, they helped me. But to be completely honest with you, it's having mentors and people that help you, but it's also how much time and energy and effort that you put into it.
I see you going above and beyond to do your marketing. Do you feel like your marketing is what has led you to the level of success?
I mean, I think it's kind of a culmination of everything. I don't think it's one specific thing, but obviously some of the stuff that we're doing. I mean, I was on a horse 2 weeks ago.
I saw that.
We took a jet ski, to a house. We have a lot of other stuff coming out too. That's pretty funny that I'm not going to share yet. But I mean, obviously that's something that just differentiates us a little bit from the rest of our competition and some of the things that we are doing marketing wise. So I would definitely say that that's a leading catalyst, but I wasn't always doing that. So I just think it's a culmination of things, but that certainly helps. And,
2 years in, and you've already developed your own team.
Mm-hmm.
You have the O'Neill team at Coldwell Banker in Smithtown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little quick.
Yes.
So was there a certain requirement, or is there something that you needed to do to validate that you were able to pull this off?
So I did the team. Our 1 year anniversary just happened at the end of September. So we've actually been doing it now for a year. And it wasn't necessarily anything that I needed to validate. I think it was more so a lot of the people saw that were on my team or that joined up with me saw what we were doing, what we were able to accomplish. They kind of we're able to recognize, okay, well, Dan just went from X to Y in this shorter time. Clearly he's doing something right, and they blindly trusted me. And it's amazing because every single one of the people that are on my team that work with me, their life has changed dramatically. Whether they were with a Douglas Elliman and did 2 deals in a year, or they were working at a restaurant part-time or full-time and doing real estate part-time, everyone now, their life has just significantly changed, and it's amazing. And the amount that we're growing too, like I almost have to put a cap on it because,
you have to be able to manage.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy. I don't want to have 100 people working for me.
Yeah. Well, you have to manage those people and then manage the expectations that goes with it.
Right.
Tell me what do you feel that your growth has been a culmination of what's happened with COVID and the change in the market?
No, I think it's tough to say, but the stuff that we did, so like obviously when COVID first hit, a lot of people kind of just took their money off Zillow. They stopped advertising. They stopped doing whatever. They kind of just hit out, right? Because obviously you're going to do that.
Of course.
We kind of chose a different route because we are a little bit younger. We are more so able to, at that point in time, kind of go out and maybe like quote unquote risk it. So we chose a different route and we started donating. So when everything got shut down, we started with a couple of local restaurants that we all go to, like La Familia in Smithtown, Legends in Kings Park, and they were hurting pretty bad for business. So we would go there and we would buy a ton of food, and then we would go to like Stony Brook Hospital, Mather, all the different police precincts, fire departments. We even went to Stop and Shop and brought like the employees at Stop and Shop food. Yeah. So we did a lot. We raised almost, I think, like $20,000, and we donated like when it was like scary too. Like it was really scary. But we kind of chose that route, right? Instead of like kind of sitting back and doing nothing. So I think that definitely helped a lot too, because it got our name out there. People saw that we were doing a lot for the community, and we just stuck to what like I say I'm going to do. So that way people realize it's not BS. I'm doing what I'm trying to do, and with changing the industry, helping our community, doing all these different things, being a leader. And I think that certainly helped.
And I think, it's important too, I've had guests on before that are involved in real estate as well. Mm-hmm. And, they're saying, we were stuck, but it doesn't mean that this is our backyard. These are the areas that we work in. Mm-hmm. And to stay relevant, it wasn't just about keeping their name and their brand out there, but showing people that we live here, we work here, and you're my neighbor. So we want to do as much as we can to give back to you.
Yeah.
So I think that, it's amazing the work that that you're doing. And, we've watched other organizations and other businesses also, during that period of time, raise money. We did, my foundation, the Equity First Foundation, we partnered with Allstate. And, we did a huge PPE program for Allstate, and same thing, just That's saying, awesome. What can we do with the resources and the people that we know within our community, and how can we make sure that our favorite place doesn't close down?
Yeah.
It's very scary. Mm-hmm. So what type of real estate do you focus in? We had Asher Allweiss on earlier today, and, he was talking predominantly in that commercial space.
Right.
Do you predominantly focus in the residential?
Yes. So right now, residential only. For me, it's kind of just sticking to what you know. I'm learning every single day. I'll continue to learn until the day I retire, if I ever retire. But for me, it's just more so kind of staying in my lane and sticking to what I know best. And then we refer out our commercial stuff, so that way it's handled properly. It's kind of similar, like people ask me all the time, do you sell in like Queens and Manhattan? To be honest with you, I don't really know much about the city, or I don't know enough about that, so I don't feel comfortable representing somebody in a transaction that way. I would rather refer it out to somebody that's going to absolutely crush it and do right by the client, instead of me just trying to
make a buck.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's kind of the same thing with commercial. Like, to be honest with you, I don't really know enough about commercial. I would rather refer it out to somebody that's going to do the right thing and do a great job by that person.
I'm afraid of commercial. Those people that know me, do know that I have, real estate experience, and I stay as far away from commercial as possible. So I'm going to tell you what I tell all the other guests as well, is all of your information will be on our website. So our website is thediversityprojectli.com. So when people are driving and they're listening and they're going, hey, I really want to sell my house, or I'm looking to purchase something, or I'm just looking to see what that market value is, and they want to reach out to Dan O'Neill with the O'Neill team over at Coldwell Banker, they don't have to worry about where to find your information. We'll be putting a direct link to you on our website for all of our listeners. I thank you so much for coming in the studio today. And of course, today's episode is all about rising stars. You could join us obviously this Saturday and every Saturday at 5 p.m. live on linewsradio.com. We'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, the Equity First Foundation, Indigo and Patchogue, Jet Direct Mortgage, Exit New York Metro, and of course, the State Farm Christina Lentini Agency. For up-to-date information about our show, you can visit us at the diversityprojectli.com. Of course, we have one more amazing guest coming on. Stay tuned for some more information. I appreciate you tuning in. I know you have a lot of things you could be doing on Saturday night, and you staying with us is so important. So I appreciate you for everything that you do. Stay tuned for our final guest.